Welcome to Wealth Coffee Chats, folks, for your daily live updates. Get the most out of today's episode by participating in the chat. Make sure you ask some questions, be part of the conversation, have a bit of fun, grab a coffee or a tea, take some notes, and get ready to start your day, folks. Quick few housekeeping rules, though. No spamming, no advertising or self-promotion in the chat. That's not on. Be kind and respectful to everyone when participating. And most of all, have a good time. Real estate investing can be your biggest asset. It also can be your most expensive asset when it comes to getting it right or getting it wrong, folks. It can be time-consuming, stressful, and that's why here at Positive, we have what's called a 6-star team, a full-service team that provides integrated wealth and property investing solutions and services simply designed to help you progress towards your goal of passive income through your property portfolio, folks. Make sure you check out our other podcasts on the Positive Mentor Network. Not only is there Wealth Coffee Chats, there's the Urban Property Investor. Drops every Wednesday with straight talking investing strategies and lessons with Sam Saggers. Property Investor Tales. This is where our clients, you guys, share real life stories from property investing, hosted by some of our advisors and strategists. And that's done every fortnight, dropping every Monday. Wealth, Wine and Wisdom, folks, that debriefs the week that was in the world of finance and property, hosted by yours truly, Jason Witten and Andy Fenton on Fridays. Hey, good morning, folks.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Wealth Coffee Chat.
Hope you're well, folks, wherever you are.
There it is, team. Morning. Morning, wherever you're tuning in from today.
Early bird gets the worm, they say. Here at Positive, we offer a 6-star team. It's a team that help you at every stage of your wealth creation journey.
There it is, team. Good morning. Gotta get that music stopped each time, don't I? Morning. Morning on a Wednesday, 11th of June, Wealth Coffee Chat, Property Management Edition. Got my coffee there. I think my virtual background is just giving me away. Can't see my coffee there. But hope you're all well, team. Listen, if you're tuning in for the first time, welcome along. This is Wealth Coffee Chats, Property Management Edition on a Wednesday. What we like to do, 10 past 8 each morning throughout the week, is get on, have a bit of conversation, bit of banter, have a bit of a play around and some chats around, what's happening in the world of property management this morning. And I thought today would be a good spot to kind of raise a question that I've been asked a lot over my years. And if you haven't met me before, Cashloss is my name, 14 years in the industry. And tell you what, I do get one question more often than not. And so what I want to share with you guys today is the crucial mistake most landlords make when they appoint a low-fee property manager. You see, it's something over the 14 years, I think I've seen it multiple times. Again, it's popped up last week, and I thought I'd just share some insights and some thoughts. Also gather your thoughts and feedback, because it'd be interesting to see from your perspective as well. Now, listen, if you are online here today, give us a bit of a shout out. Make sure we've got some conversation happening in the chat team. I can see Kevin is on. Kevin, good morning. Good morning to you. Good evening. Well, good morning to me. Good evening to you, I should say. We do this every week, Kevin. Hope you're well, mate. And thanks for tuning in again for Wealth Coffee Chats. So like I say, team, what's the one crucial mistake? What do you guys think it is? If you know what that one mistake, maybe it's more than one mistake, what do you think that crucial mistake is when it comes to appointing a low-fee agent? Have you ever gone down this path and then found yourself in a situation or two that has led you to a path of wanting to change property managers potentially? If that's something you've experienced, love to hear your thoughts in the chat. Because for me, I think it comes down to a couple of things. Are we paying for management, or are we investing in our future? And they're the kind of questions I like to talk to clients about, because at the end of the day, yes, we are property managers. Property managers have certain roles. Certainly state to state, there is legislation and compliance requirements. And, sometimes I get asked, aren't all property managers the same? I can absolutely tell you, I've probably got a couple hundred case studies at least that would tell us otherwise. And so, when appointing a property manager, most of the questions I get asked when I'm being interviewed, I guess, for a job, for to take on a property is usually the first one I get is, hey, can you tell me your fees? It's usually the fee conversation every single time. And it comes back to this, are we paying for management or are we investing in our future? Because I believe you put a certain amount of effort, capital into something, you're wanting to get that return. It's no return, right? ROI. There's no different when we are investing, we're putting our hard work capital down. We've saved up for a deposit. We buy a property and we're hoping in 5, 10, 15 plus years, that property returns us some sort of sum, depending on what your strategies and goals are. And I think property management needs to be viewed in the same light, so you guys can avoid getting yourselves into some sticky situations that potentially tenants and property managers might put us in. Now, I'm coming from a place, yes, from a property management place, but I'm also coming from a place as a landlord. So I want to give you both sides of the story today. And like I say, team, in the chat, let me know your experience if this is you. Because like I say, the most common question is, hey, let me know your fee schedule. What are your fees? How many properties do your property managers manage? Are these the right questions, team? Are these the right questions? So if we get into the nitty gritty, team, of the fees, now I think we can all safely say that there are, agents out there that will charge next to nothing, and there are agents that will charge potentially over the top based on market averages, depending on which state you are in, right? We can go over to Perth and you're probably paying 10% management fees. You can go down to Sydney, of course, on the East Coast, and, find agents at maybe 4%, probably even lower, I reckon, if we tried to find them. And so what's the difference, right? And so asking the questions around what's your fees and how many properties do your property managers manage, it may not get you all the answers that you're actually wanting to see. And I think when you look at it, a 5% agent versus a 7% fee agent, what's the difference? Well, if we take the average rent of $650 a week, the 2% different there in fees is about $13 a week. It's two of these great things, cups of coffee a week, is the difference of what potentially you would be either paying or choosing to invest in, depending on how you look at it. And so for 2 cups of coffee a week, that is generally how most landlords will assess and decide which property manager they are going to appoint. Unfortunately, the mistake they make is not looking under the hood. And what do I mean by looking under the hood? It's your property manager's ability to actually do the things you need them to do. What do I mean by that? Well, I think, we don't look into what the leasing campaign is going to. Now, if you've been to Wealth Coffee Chats before, you hear me talk about it over and over again, the 3P strategy: price, presentation, promotion. When's the last time we actually asked the property manager, what's your strategy around that, and actually seen evidence behind it, right? I was at a property yesterday. We were going through our 3P strategy. We should video that to showcase to the landlord, give them some evidence so they're confident that we're going to get this property leased in a relatively quick time frame. If property managers don't have a leasing campaign strategy, they can't show you a 14, 21-day calendar. If they don't understand the 3Ps, if they're, putting things online, taking photos, rubbish photos of their with their iPhones, things like that, team, it's not going to work. And so we sometimes, or a lot of the time, make the mistake and we don't ask for evidence. Hey, Mr. Property Manager, show me a copy of your last listing that you had online. How long did it take to lease? What was the inquiry like? What was your open home like? What was the communication like? What's your application process? These things are important. So we want to shift from, just the standard questions that Google might give you, and you want to ask some more detailed questions. What else can we ask? We want to find out how property managers go about finding and selecting tenants. We want to find out about quality and depth of property reporting. Now, when I say property reporting, we're talking entry condition reports, right? If you're not sure what an entry condition report is, it's what we do right before the new tenants move in. And that report is super, super crucial, team, because at the end of the tenancy, we take that initial report back out to the property, compare notes, less wear and tear, then we can identify if there's anything for the tenant that is outstanding. In my time, every time we go to take on a management from another office, owner has decided to change. This is one of the key things that goes wrong every single time, purely because it's not completed to a level of depth that, in my opinion, after 14 years is sufficient to stand up in tribunal in the event you ever get there. So, hey, when's the last time we ever said, listen, can you give me a copy of the last entry condition report you did? What are the things you look for at the property when it comes to property reporting? At the end of the day, why do we ask that? We want to keep safe, team. We want to get your team to keep you safe. And there's other things we can ask, right? Tell me about your arrears management. It was only the other day I had a client call me. They've got a property interstate where we don't operate, but the property manager couldn't actually explain the arrears process. Now, businesses might have internal processes when it comes to communication, but there's also legislation that dictates to us as property managers and to you as landlords and when you can't send breach notices and what that next step might be in the event the tenant isn't paying. So these are the detailed questions I think we really need to get into, team, when you're looking to appoint a property manager. For the sake of 2 cups of coffee a week, I just want you guys to open your mind and switch the conversation in that space. We had one recently where a client has come across, and when we turned up to the property, all the walls are damaged, carpet completely. We needed to rip the carpet out. And so amongst all the other damages that went on in this property, it's up about the $25,000 mark now. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I calculated this morning. And so if as most landlords will decide on fee schedule, if you're saving $13 a week and over a 2-year period that this owner had this tenancy for, with this particular agent, you would save $1,352 on your management fees, right? Sounds great, doesn't it? But then 2 years later, you realize you haven't had any routine inspections. There was no, strategy or framework in how that tenant was selected. So ultimately, you've now realized you've got the wrong tenant, and now it's cost you $25,000. So for me, that's paying for management. That's not investing in your future. I'm not sure that the fee schedule conversation is the right formula, I guess, is my opinion. Love to know your thoughts in the chat, team. Maybe I'm off on a tangent this morning, but at the end of the day, I think I just want to encourage you guys to select your agents based on evidence, not because we're trying to save 2 cups of coffee a week when we look at the detail. As soon as that property's on the market for 1 week longer than it needs to be, you're not saving $13. You're going to cost yourself $600, $700, $800 a week, whatever that rent is, and whatever that looks like for you guys, which is it's an interesting concept. Jeff's on. G'day, mate. Hope you're well, Jeff. Jeff, are you coming to the summit? Am I going to see you on the weekend? Let me know, Jeff. Maybe you're off in Thailand or something, having a holiday, mate. Hopefully. Hope you're well. But team, look, if you're not sure where to start, all I can say is, comment below. Let me know in the email. I'll send you the framework across on, some of the key pillars I think is important for all investors. Doesn't have to be our team, of course. You've got properties all around the country, but just when selecting a property manager, we just want to shift this conversation from the 2 cups of coffee a week in savings, which ultimately can cost you $25,000. So that's the one mistake I think a lot of landlords make when it comes to property management. Not sure if you guys agree. Hopefully you do. If you don't, let me know in the chat. Love to hear your comments, team. But listen, that's pretty much it for me this morning. My rant is over and out, and I hope you guys, again, reminder, tune in tomorrow, 8:10. We've got the financial planning team on. They will be here to share all things in their world, which will be great. So, team, thank you for playing full out this morning. Hope you're well. Grab a cup of coffee and get your day started. And we'll see you 8:10 tomorrow. See you later, team.
Thanks for watching another episode of Wealth Coffee, folks. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a thing when we go live. Portfolio and investing game, folks, with Wealth Coffee Chats live every morning at 8:10 each weekday. Make sure you join us. Previous episodes are also available wherever you get your podcasts, folks, as well as our other podcasts from the 6-Star team here at positivementor.com.au.